Hello everyone, it is Pat with Angel Divination with our daily Oracle card reading and message for Saturday, the 9th of June, 2012. Hope you're having a very lovely weekend, or at least the beginning to one anyways. For today's reading, of course, I'm going to be calling on the magical fairies like I do on Saturdays. I also felt guided to call on the daily guidance from your angels Oracle card deck. When I asked this morning in my meditation, they sent that along as something to use for today. So let's see what's going on with, well, actually, let me pick the daily guidance from the angels. Let's see what that message is first for today, for Saturday. What do they wish us to know? The YouTube community for Saturday. All right, there's no jumping cards yet, so oh, I take that back. All right, there's two that's fallen out of the deck here. The one on top is the Life Purpose card. And it really has a very beautiful message on it. It says, the purpose of your life is to serve in a way that brings great joy to yourself and others. Don't worry about finding your purpose. Instead, focus upon serving a purpose, and then your purpose will serve you. Okay? And obviously, this is a great, like, I want to say like a yogi type master sitting in study, writing, and contemplation. So as I look at this card, it's really says that it speaks to a bit of contemplation and writing about the ideas, the thoughts, the feelings that come to you. And this card really has to do with focusing on that part of you that does look to serve, and it shows up in a variety of ways in our desire to make knowledge and awareness and understanding available to people, sharing our wisdom. Wisdom is really what stands out to me with this card, having to do with tuning into your wisdom and how you share it with other people, because that is being of service. Okay, and what the card says is when you focus on that, you really, it's also about letting go of the extraneous things, like worrying about how that's going to formulate into a career path, or if it's going to pay you enough money, or things like that. But it's more about, because when you focus on being of service, things sort of come together, and you end up showing up at the right place at the right time. With either just the right message. You come in with, hey, did you try this? And it's just the right words someone needed to hear, or an understanding you helped somebody get. So it's a bit about focusing on that today, and that kind of wisdom comes from our connection to our spiritual self through our crown chakra area. Crown chakra being the energy center above the head. But and it does very much follow on the heels of Michael's message yesterday, which is having confidence about the divine working through you that way, and believing, trusting and believing. It's really kind of a nice thing to get, because to me it's like a real let go and let God message. It's letting go and allowing the divine to work through you and trusting that it is working through you. And it's also like a good message to let go of the worries and cares that you may have about finding just that right purpose. Like the card says, don't worry about finding your purpose, focus on serving one. So, and listen to what calls to you in that regard. Okay, and the other card that came out from the daily guidance is new partner. All right, and so it certainly suggests, in the reading, in the card description in the book, that it could be a new romantic partner, it could be a new business partner, someone new that you connect with, or that you're just connecting with more people today. The message on the card says, a chance meeting is no mistake. It is divinely orchestrated as a catalyst to set the wheels in motion for the fruition of your prayers. Pay careful attention to new people we send into your life. You will recognize them by your sense of familiarity, comfort, and safety. So as I look at this card today, I get the feeling from it that, as you're out and about going about your day, you may actually even, run into somebody maybe that you haven't seen in a long time. It might be one of those moments like, oh my God, it's so nice to see you. This is great. And it's an important connection. Or it might be one of those moments, where you were just thinking about that person and they show up for you, like you end up running into them somehow. So that's why it says that pay careful attention, or a chance meeting is no mistake, is that connection. But the people that you encounter today as you go out and about your day, whether it's just hanging out, having an easy Saturday with friends, or whether you're out and about doing errands or going to an event, the people that you meet hold important connections for you today. Maybe that you're connecting to a new community of people who have an interest or a message or something that you're inspired to serve, as the original card, the life purpose card, indicates. So, be open and aware of that. And it may be that you um, meet that one person today that is the springboard, between the two of you connecting your energies, it's a springboard to a whole new level of success for you, and bringing something into the world that's important to have right now. We certainly know that as we look throughout history, there have been very key things that have happened from chance meetings and encounters where two people joined forces and brought something really beautiful into the world. So let's see what the fairies have to add to that for today's reading. As I look at that life purpose card too, it's a reminder that what I hear is you are very wise, and you have a lot more wisdom and knowledge than what you think you may have. Sometimes in our day-to-day life, as we're managing a lot of things, and we get forgetful or something gets screwed up, we think, oh gosh, that was silly. How could I have overlooked that? And it makes us forget the fact that we really do have a lot of wisdom and knowledge within ourselves that we've acquired over the years of our experiences. And that wisdom is really important, and especially with passing on to the younger generations, which I know we had a really important message from Mary on Friday about troubled teens. So be a part of sharing your wisdom, especially when it's asked for and when it's welcomed. So, all right, so the fairies, no surprise in some ways, came out with spiritual teacher. This card has come up again. And I feel like it's a calling to you to be that spiritual teacher, to get out there and know that that's part of what you're here to do. That's part of how you are serving and how many of you are called. And this doesn't have to necessarily be anything particularly religious in nature or in New Age spirituality, but the thing that you are really good at. It might not even be something in your job. It might be some particular hobby that you have, or a particular talent that you're naturally very good at, that as you're at a point now where you're a teacher of it to others. Okay, so it says your life purpose involves teaching others about healing and spirituality. So in some ways it does very specifically point to healing and teaching of spiritual things, but there's spiritual knowledge in almost every in thing that we're involved in. So, but again, it's interesting. There's the life purpose that's come up again. So, right alongside the daily guidance, strong message that way today. And of course, we have the goodbye to the old, hello to the new from the fairies. It says you've finished one part of your life, and now a new and even better part is beginning. okay, really speaks to a new chapter opening up. There's been a lot of shifts and changes that are going on right now. And as things come to an end, sometimes they do end very abruptly. Sometimes they slow down and just come to a halt before they start in with something new again. But it indicates just, major areas of life coming to an end right now. It might be that you've finished the major part of your schooling. Um, that's been a big one for people right now. It's a time when there's a lot of graduations going on. That's the ending of a big chapter of your life. And so, there's a period of adjustment that goes on here. And I feel personally it speaks that it, like, karmically, to karmic cycles ending and new ones beginning, as well as to, life events for us. Even if you're, say, having a child, if there's a new baby coming into your life, well, that is still the end of one part of your life, the end of the part of your life of being a single person, and the beginning of your new life as a parent, which is a whole different ball game, and a wonderful one, but it's a whole different ball game. So it's really paying attention to the fact that, and honoring the fact that it's, you know, that these cycles are going on, that there's endings and beginnings, and being at peace with the transition and nurturing yourself through that transition. It's very exciting as new beginnings come in, but it can also be a little bit scary, and there can be a little bit of trepidation around that. Um, all of that is okay. Embrace it all, and ride the wave of that experience, and know that there's wonderful new things coming in. If you are embarking upon your life's work, you just finished school, that's a wonderful new beginning. If you're just about to become a parent, that's a wonderful new beginning. Or maybe there's just some changes in your career that are taking place, and that's a wonderful new beginning too. So it's a very positive message today, and it really, of course, given the life purpose messages that are around today, the new beginning very much has to do with coming into your life purpose, or a purpose that you'd like to serve. More and more people now are pursuing things that really speak to them, that are really about being conscious and fulfilling, like following a passion that they have. It's almost as though there's never been greater freedom to do that than there is now. And so that's a very positive shift. It's not necessarily always an easy one to navigate or step into, but it's an important one, and it's a one that's positive and brings us forward into a new direction. But just know, as endings and beginnings, in that time in between, it can feel like things are at a standstill, like they're not going anywhere. It will pick up its own momentum very soon, but as one thing comes to a close, it can often come to just a stop, where there's no movement going on until the next thing starts and begins. So just, if you feel like, oh, I'm not going anywhere, I think nothing's moving for me, take heart, and relax in that. It will get going again soon, and much of it will have to do with getting out and about with people today. These are a lot of cards for today, so this is a longer reading. But anyways, so I'm going to finish that up now with those messages, and I hope you have a lovely and beautiful Saturday, and I will be back to speak with you again soon. Take care, everyone. Thanks for all of your lovely comments.